Imagine you had a great idea and shared it with the world. To make it a better place. To make it cleaner and quieter. To make people more comfortable. Businesses more successful. The world more connected. Would an idea that great ever fly? It will, and like nothing else. Boeing, forever new frontiers.
You talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
John Negroponte, John Boehner,
Mr. Allen, Mr. Webb,
Senator Graham, Arlen, Specter, Levin, Stephen Hadley,
Stephen Hadley,
John Cornyn, Levin, Bayh,
John McCain.
This is a matter of conscience, an American conscience. Are we going to be like the enemy, or are we going to be the United States of America?
The McCain ban, which passed overwhelmingly last year, and applying it to the CIA program. What is wrong with that?
We want to do that, and we want to do it by amending the War Powers Act. What we don't want to do is have nations in the world interpret or, quote, modify, depending on what you say, the Geneva Conventions. I'm not saying we should shut down the program. In fact, we should have a program.
And solve the problem. You identify that the language of Common Article 3 is simply too ambiguous to give clear guidance to
the opponents say that it...
Because if they will not do what we've asked them to do, there will be no program. And remember, George, we're talking about a program that everyone concedes is the best source of information we have on al-Qaeda.
I want to create a CIA program that fits within our domestic laws, where people won't be charged with ill-defined crimes, they won't be frivolously sued, but we cannot and must not and need not change the Geneva Convention in a way that would be perceived as backing out of it. But the biggest risk in the world is not Lindsey Graham losing an election. We can have a good country without Lindsey Graham being in the Senate. We cannot have a great nation when we start redefining who we are.
Will you vote for Senator Warner or for President Bush?
I'm going to make a determination once I get some more facts.
Bob, I agree with Senator Graham, Warner, and McCain that you cannot have classified information which is not shown to the defendant.
Well, I was with Senator Graham, Senator McCain, Senator Warner, of course, on Thursday when the Armed Services Committee rejected the administration's approach. We adopted one which is something which not only upholds our values but protects our troops.
The indications would be that they probably, if it hits the floor next week, which could happen, that they probably do have at least 50 votes for this.
I believe we can sit down, we can work this out.
Senator McCain says this can be worked out. Do you agree?
I do. I think what we have to do is work for a solution.
If you knew Saddam did not have weapons of mass destruction, was it still worth going to war?
I stand by my vote. And the vote was based on the evidence and information before us, and we had a choice. The question is, where do we go from now? And as a practical matter, listening to Mr. Webb's
I'm waiting for you to say where you want to go.
There isn't that much of a difference insofar as the future.
Is that true?
That's absolutely not true.
How do you get troops out?
Here's you get the other countries in this region overtly involved in the diplomatic process. You can get our conventional forces out. Some of them could come straight home. Some of them could be relocated to bases in the region.
Is this going to hurt your run for president?
I believe that this has nothing to do with politics. I tell you very frankly, no matter what the political impact is, this is a matter of conscience.
Will you pledge to serve a full 6-year term?
I pledge that I'm going to fight as hard as I can for our shared values and vision for Virginia for the next 6 years.
We're going to be out of time in a second, Senator Bayh, but when are you going to announce your run for the presidency?
Well, it's kind of you to ask, Wolf, but I hope I don't disappoint you by saying not today. Maybe a scoop on another Sunday.
The one thing you both have in common is you both chew tobacco. Is that the right image for young people?
I don't advise young people. That's another one of the.
What about you?
By the way, I picked that up from the Chicago Bears.
You talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
Imagination is the bridge to the future. Boeing, forever new frontiers.